Corinne Rarenstein, I'm sorry, I'm probably messing up your name, says, LOL magic marker. Seriously. If you try to clean your vest cover and some component of it is made out of a material that's not color fast, or a pair of pants that you have and the material's not color fast, a black magic marker can be the best thing ever. You may just make that stuff black again, right? Just permanently stain it black. You just go over it and go over it and go over it until it's black again, or at least black enough to pass inspection. Silverback Gorilla 85 says, I use antibacterial wipes. Those are great. Unfortunately, right now, very hard to come by. This was the last container of Lysol wipes from the stockpile in the garage. We're doing all right on Lysol wipes. Ordinarily, I would use Lysol wipes, like I said, to spot clean a lot of this stuff. You know, if I get mush on my hands and then I go to put my taser and use the taser and put it back away, you know, if I get some nasty on my hands or my gloves and then I end up using my taser, I put my taser away. When I clean it later, I'm obviously not going to take the whole taser and dump it in bleach water. Please don't do that. You'll end up messing it up. But I can spot clean with the Lysol wipes, or if I end up using something while my hands are nasty, I can spot clean with Lysol wipes. But as a deeper cleaning method, they don't really work all that well. They don't get into nooks and crannies as well as dunking something. And right now they're really hard to find. You can use a blow dryer. You can. If you dunk, especially this faux nylon type of stuff or polymer, you can dunk it and then use a hair dryer or a heat gun. You gotta be careful with a heat gun. Keep it far back so you don't end up melting the polymer. But you can definitely use those things to dry stuff out easier. I'm just kind of lazy with a lot of this stuff, and so I will just dunk it and then hang it over the heat return for my furnace. Second and then Dad says, backwards and out of frame. All right, so this is a live stream, and this is going to go away unless I put a little bit of it in the final video. We're shooting a YouTube video, and you guys get to ask comments and questions. See, that's the B camera pointing down on the table with all my stuff. It's all zoomed in, so you can get cool views of what I'm pointing at. It's not that cool, but they are views of what I'm looking at, so you can better see it. And then that's the A camera with me in it, and that's my wife's fan, and that's all the crap I had to take out of it last week. So it is going to be backward, out of frame for right now. The final video will go up on YouTube. I'm hoping to get that pushed out fairly shortly. RJ Rashid US says, how's prison? I imagine prison right now sucks. They're letting a lot of people out, but the people that are left, man, they're all going to get it. It's going to get nasty. It's got to get nasty in prison. John is Aid Bondi says, handcuff case is starting to crack on loop leather. Will polish help prevent that, or away she goes? I would throw that away. If you've got something that's made of leather or really anything, and the material is starting to crack, not just you've got finish wear like this, but it's cracking, buy new and toss it away if you can. Because those are the type of things, if something starts to crack, it's going to rip and it's going to break and it's going to rip or break at an inopportune time. So if it's your handcuff case, I guarantee you it's going to rip and break and you're going to lose it in a foot chase. If it's the thumb strap on your pistol, it's going to rip and break right before you put your pistol back in the holster, and you're going to blow a hole through the floor of your leg. You know, if something's cracking on your belt, like you see a physical crack in it, toss that, get something new. NHphoto.com says, if choice was 100% yours, what belt would you choose? I would do the nylon belt with a Cobra buckle in the front, like this Safe Life Defense duty belt here. This would be my choice. They're stronger, they last longer, they're easier to clean, they're easier to sanitize, and I think they would go better with the BDU uniforms and external vest covers that we currently use at work. But that choice is not 100% mine. Nash Graf, I'm sorry, I'm always messing up your name, I don't know how that's supposed to pronounce it, says, what about putting the Cobra belt and buckle in the washing machine? So here's the problem with putting it in the washing machine. That metal buckle is going to mess up the inside of the washing machine. You're going to hear that like crazy. I don't think I would do that. I don't think it's necessary to throw it in a washing machine for a wash cycle in order to get it clean. And I have a feeling it will mess up whatever else you put it in there, because these nylon belts, even the softest of them, are pretty abrasive on stuff. It's like sandpaper. And Angel3 says, hope you are staying safe out there. Keep up the good work, Tommy. I'm doing the best I can. Lots of hand sanitizer, lots of cleaning the inside of the car like we talked about earlier. I've got a couple legit N95 masks, and there's this company in Maine called Origin, and they are a company that makes jiu-jitsu gis and boots and like high-end blue jeans, and they've completely switched over to making these ad hoc masks for hospitals in New York that don't have enough N95 masks. And they like come with instructions on like how to make it work really well. And so I've been using that on every call that I go on. I pull that up over my face, and that's supposed to do well. And then if we have something like a dead body, or I have to go in on an ambulance call or something like that, I'll put the legit paper N95 mask with the filter thing on the front of it. So hopefully that keeps me safe enough. Zachary Lawrence says use Kydex. Okay, the problem with just using Kydex is belts do not come in Kydex. Kydex all still has metal components, and Kydex doesn't always make the best material for a duty holster. Lots of companies are making Kydex duty holsters and making them way too thin and not able to withstand the yanking and pulling forces that you might have in a gun takeaway. Kydex for a lot of other applications works great. If I can use a Kydex mag holder or a Kydex glove pouch or a Kydex baton holder, I'll do it. In fact, my baton holder is a heavy polymer material that I'm assuming is akin to Kydex. Now, this polymer stuff here it's essentially the same thing for our purposes. The buckle, even on the belt, is that same type of polymer material. Kydex is a great material to use for a lot of purposes, but because it's a really great material to use for concealed carry holsters doesn't mean it necessarily is going to flex into every other role perfectly. We have to use things for what they're good for, not just be like, oh, I just love this one material. Like, hey, there's some stuff leather does better than other materials, but that doesn't mean it's going to work really well as a duty belt anymore today. Zachary Lawrence says, what do you think about stopping self-initiated stops during the outbreak? I think it's something we have to do. That's all there is to it. The whole idea of social distancing is to socially distance. And honestly, I don't do a lot of self-initiated stops to start with. I have enough calls to go on. And if I'm stopping a car, it's because it's for something pretty serious. So I think during a time period when there are fewer cars on the road than there ever have been in this area, maybe it is a good idea not to pull people over because their registration's expired. Especially since the Secretary of State's office, our version of the DMV here in Illinois, isn't open for you to update your license plates. So if you've got somebody that's got a 2-month expired plate, oh well, they can't even fix it. Why would you stop them and start screwing with them? You know, if you think something's going on, you stop them. If not, you kind of got to pick your battles. And the battle that I'm fighting right now is do not die of the bush light virus. Nashcraft says, thought about putting an old pillowcase cover and then putting it in the washing machine. That could work. If you put something like this in an old pillowcase, maybe it won't batter the living crap out of the inside of the washing machine. Maybe it'll keep from screwing everything else up. It's worth a shot. Never tried that before. Silverback Gorilla says, I mean reflective tape. Reflective tape, depending on what material it is, could be a problem, could be nothing. So there's some reflective tape that's made with a powder, and that powder can wear off very easily. It's a problem with a lot of reflective vests and reflective material on vests. That's why companies that make reflective vests advertise if it's 3M reflective material, because 3M reflective material is pretty sturdy. It doesn't just flake off. And some of the cheaper overseas produced reflective material that goes on clothing works for a little while, and the first time you wash it, it all starts flaking off because it's just powder basically glued to the reflective material. So if it's a good solid 3M or a similar quality reflective material, that stuff is pretty hardy. I haven't noticed any problems with bleaching or sanitizing that. However, the cheaper stuff, it'll come right off. JR Galindo 2001 says, do you have a window punch in your duty bag? No, I have a brick in the trunk. Seems to be just as effective and much more cost effective. So that's all the comments and questions that we have here on the Instagram live stream. Thank you for everybody for stopping by from the Instagram live stream. Lots of good ideas, interesting concepts going on here. If you have anything else that you want to add to the conversation, throw that down in the comments down below, especially if you have other cleaning product we weren't talking about here that you use on your duty belts that works really well or reduces the problems with leather or nylon or drying the stuff out. I would love to hear about it. Till next week, you guys be safe. Take care of each other. Hey, thanks for watching Free Field Training on YouTube. While you're here, check out one of our other videos, or head on over to the Patreon and see how you can get your name put on your videos like these fine folks over here. All the links are in the description, of course. We'll see you guys next time.